to the sky but higher, like you can't get enough reach. Push the feeling higher, and then you bring it back, 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 bring it back.
Hello and welcome to HYBRIDTOWN Under Construction, a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the HYBRIDTOWN pilot and potentially future episodes. It depends, just watch the space. Anyway. Today we are going to it's mostly me working on this project as a whole. Anyway, as I was trying to say, today I'm going to show you pretty much the basics. How I animate a scene and edit it in. As you probably saw by the start of the episode, we're going to do the opening scene, or at least the second part of the opening scene, which we get our first look at some of the rest of our main protagonists of the series, as well as some other characters that will make a prominent appearance in the show later. Because yes, you've gotta have side characters to help develop the story and lore, in some cases. I mean, there are shows that are able to do that, or any other forms of media that evolved from the basic days of old where storytelling was told at pantheons and whatnot. Well, probably not pantheons, but you know what I mean. Well, definitely pantheon. I'm getting confused. It's been a while since I studied Greek history and mythology. Anyway, we're just going to hop into Ibis Paint. And yes, if you want to use the Windows version, it is available. The ad's there, apparently. Because you see, I got the free version, so we're using that. Now, we go into this animation bit here. Now, as you can see, the 9.16 or the 9:16 SD aspect ratio and the custom ratio are indeed premium purchases, and I'm doing this from the free version, which you can get from Google Play. Now, you can use any free version of any art software for animation, but I prefer to use ibis Paint because it's fun. Now, usually, depending on the scene, the frames per second need to matter. Usually, the highest I would do is 3 frames per second. But if I need smoother movements with less of a hassle, I will use 2 frames per second. This is the frame movement for The Last Unicorn, which is a very good movie. I highly recommend you check that film out. So, for this scene, we are going 2 frames per second. And as you can see, we are animating by using the My brain is not awake today, even though I just woke up having breakfast of GGI Friday corn dog bites and lentils. Do with that information what you will. Anyways, we are going to be using the dip pen. And there's an ad. And we're just going to draw the basic stick figure. Or even basic outline of the character. Now, depending on the character's own gender, you can decide to give the character booba or just make sure it's flat. Or in the case of some animators, make whatever human design you want. But for this human character, we're just gonna let you know he is a male character, so I say we, I mean me. Again, you're gonna have to forgive me for this. I am still not awake enough today. Evening. I don't know what time it is. I've lost all track of it. Anyway. Now, of course, you don't always have to make a human character per se. And seeing how this is one of the side characters that we're drawing or even animating, in the montage, he's going to be a beastman. And he's gonna be a cat. Just because. It's either a side character or just a random background or foreground MP. or just a random background NPC. In this case, he's a foreground NPC. I don't know, I haven't quite figured it out yet. All I know I've got locked in my brain is the story so far, and that it has a conflict, which I'm not gonna say for obvious spoiler reasons. You gotta watch the pilot. You know, maybe let's just go wild and whatever. Just say the dudes at the backseat, it's different. It's fine. Since we're a species of cat-like humanoids with only 3 fingers and a thumb. Cats with thumbs. Sorry, I'm reminded of those Cravendale ads from back in the day. Funny and traumatizing those adverts were. Anyway, moving on. In this world, the tabaxi are very business savvy. They absolutely don't care about your opinions. Like anyone who runs a corporation, unless they're a VTuber corporation, that is very kind to the people and very reasonable. And do not steal money. Yes, Scumman, I see you probably watching this video. I don't give a shit. Go to jail. Anyway. I'm ranting right now. Obviously, this is a business meeting. At a cafe of some sort. So far, I'm only able to animate small movements at best, but that is perfectly fine by me, because once I'm done working on the pilot, I might educate myself to do more complex movements. Who knows? But I could just go back to playing for her birthday. By the way, I have a whole playlist for that. Yes, there is now a playlist for that. But if you want to see the first episode of that Let's Play series, the link will be in the description. Right now, we're just doing the animatic for the scene where the character is dealing with this very tabaxi here. At least one of the characters in this montage. Will be one of the main five, will it be one of the side characters? I do not know, but I am just here to show you the behind the scenes of how I'm animating the scene. So, as you can see, I had to duplicate each frame so it looks like the tail is moving naturally to some extent, which is kind of perfect. Sure, it's not really that consistent, but at least I'm trying. But, it's a very good thing. Once the animation is done properly, it will look great. Especially with colors and cleanup. And the neighbors are being very loud. But, yeah. For now, I still have a lot to do, like making one of the ears move and showing the tabaxi character we see here blinking before I get to the second part of this bit for the montage, which honestly, that's going to be fun. Though, to be fair, I'm not sure whether or not I want to do an annoyed ear movement to show how peeved off the tabaxi is going to be, or should I just make it motionless and just let it blink instead? I don't know. It or him. But again, not weak today. But yeah. This is pretty much what I've been doing in terms of how to animate certain movements, which actually works out pretty well, all things considered, with the tail movement. I'm very happy with what I've got done so far. And honestly, it looks good. For the most part. I'm really happy with how the tail movements have come out, but other than that, I've still got a lot of animation work to do.